First of all, super grateful to be here. Obviously, to be a Pittsburgh Steeler, it's a great tradition. To be able to compete and to be able to go to work with these guys every single day is the gift of this game. Enjoying the process of it all, and the reason why I wanted to come here because I want to be able to win championships with Coach Tomlin and these guys in the locker room, and we got some amazing players. Guys like Cam Hayward, a guy who's been Man of the Year, a guy who's impacted so many people. I got to talk to him for a little while, before, during this process, and then obviously, Mr. T.J. Watt himself, a guy who really should be defensive player. I don't know how many times. I don't know, maybe it's his third, fourth time could have won it. But just tremendous athlete, tremendous player, tremendous competitor. Guys like Minka, George Pickens, and just so many other great players along the way. Got to see some guys like Freiermuth and Samalu in there, and it's a great place to be. Grateful for the opportunity to be able to get after it, and do what we came here to do, and that's to win football games.
All right, questions?
Russell, has your role kind of been defined? What do you expect coming here, and what have they said to you?
Yeah, I'm expecting us to win. I'm expecting us to do everything we can to enjoy this process and get better every single day. I think the gift of this game is you get to go out there and try to be the best version of you every day. I've been fortunate. This has been my 13th year in the league. Most of these years has been exciting and fun. There's been, one or 2 years, but you get back to it. And I think I'm really excited about just the opportunity to really be the best version of myself every day, bring that to the table. I know what it looks like to win. Coach obviously knows what it looks like to win. This team does, and so and this city does, more importantly, the city of Pittsburgh. So I'm excied about it.
What did Bert mean when he said a lot of work went into this with Coach and Omar?
Yeah, I think, listen, I think that when I had the opportunity to, be a free agent in this process, and, when Denver was allowed me to be able to speak to teams and have that process and go through that process, it's the first time I've ever gone through that process. It kind of feels like you're at the combine almost all over again, almost in a way. You're kind of going through this interview process with people and getting to meet people. And I think that there's a few things that just jumped off the board about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number one, I got to play here. Played actually in Seattle in CenturyLink in 2015. It was a great game, back and forth, and it was just a battle all the way down to the wire. And I just remember the players that they had, and just the competitors and that we had, and just at that time, and now it's just and then coming here in 2018, playing here, just the atmosphere, walking into the stadium. Walking into Extra Stadium and just the energy. I remember the towels. I remember Renegade. I remember the whole thing, and I remember the game coming down in the fourth quarter. And I think that at the end of the day, why I love this game is because it's the greatest team sport there is. It's the greatest team sport there is. What winning looks like. It's all 22 pieces, and then you add the special teams as well. So really 33 plus more, and all the people in the background that you don't get to see. And so to me, when I got to talk to Cam Hayward, I talked for an hour on FaceTime. I got to talk, and just it was this cool experience of a guy who's been at the top of his game for so long, but also a man who's made a difference in a community, a guy who's made a difference not just in Pittsburgh, but around the country, and just all the things he's done. He's solidified himself as one of the best players interior in the game. I think also after that, the next morning, I got to talk to Omar. I got to talk to Coach Tomlin, on Zoom. I don't know. I think ever since COVID, everybody's on Zoom for the first part of it. And it's supposed to be a 15, 20-minute, conversation. Next thing you know, it's an hour and a half later. And I think that winning is a habit. And Coach knows what those habits are like. And that's what really fired me up. And then, Omar, obviously, he's done an amazing job of really bringing this team together. And then, obviously, our goal is to acquire some other great players. Obviously, you got to see guys that we have, coming in today. Obviously, Mr. Queen himself, and just the player that he is. And so, for me, that was a key thing. And then, as we were on the call, actually on the Zoom call, fast forward, Minka's calling, and I had to get off the call with them and get to FaceTime Minka. Minka goes, "You like to compete, Three? You like to get after, you like to win?" I said, "Of course I do." And so we were just laughing about that, just the banter back and forth, the love for the game, and then I got to talk to TJ and just his energy, his focus, his detail of wanting to be the best in the world every time he steps in between the white lines. We've obviously gotten to go against each other several times. I got a lot of respect and a lot of regard. Obviously, University of Wisconsin guys, so I know a lot about them, and vice versa. And so for me, that was the process. And then I got to come here and actually put my feet in the ground in the city, and I got to go around the city and just see the energy of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the fans, and just go by the stadium, and just all of that was a big part of it for me. And I was fortunate to have several teams call and all that, but this is the place that I wanted to be a Pittsburgh Steeler, and to wear the black and gold. It's a true honor. It's tradition. It's history. There's 6 trophies in there, and we got to go get a 7th.
Russ, do you come in here with the mindset that you are the starter?
I come in the mindset of just being the best version of me every day. I think that's always the plan. What we're trying to do is, for me, I want to help our football team win. I think that's the job of the quarterback, role, is to help the Pittsburgh Steelers win, and that's always been the goal every day. And so, the goal is to, get more trophies and to do everything we can to win.
You signed with an expectation. You signed, Russ, I'm sorry to follow up, but you signed. I mean, you had options, this time in your career. But was it important to you to find a place where you felt you could be the starter?
Yeah, I think every day you wake up, you look forward to, helping the team win. I think that's just honestly my focus right now. I've been fortunate to, be in this league for a long time, and have had, a lot of success and done some cool things, but there's more to do, and that's where my head's at.
When you got to Denver, I know you reached out to Peyton Manning to kind of get the lay of the land and what to expect and all that. Have you talked with Ben Roethlisberger at all? And have you talked with Kenny Pickett, someone else who's here right now, and maybe can also give you some guidance as a longtime Pittsburgh
Yeah, that's a
fan?
great question. I think there's some amazing, quarterbacks that have played here, obviously, and Big Ben is one of the greatest to ever play this game. I have a really good relationship with Ben. I haven't had the chance to talk to him yet because I've been looking at schools and meeting different teammates and everything else. But we plan on linking up here soon. But I have so much respect for him. Man, we got to have some great games against each other, some amazing battles, and just watching all the things he's done. If I can do anything similar to him in terms of winning the things that he's done here, we'll be just all right here, and we'll win some more games. So I got a lot of respect for him. And then in terms of Kenny, as soon as I made the decision to come here, I texted Kenny and got to talk to him a little bit and just tell him, hey, every day we go out there, let's be the best version of ourselves and try to make this team better. And so that was cool. And I just texted him right away. And so for me, it's this thing about the quarterback thing, being a quarterback in this National Football League. There's 32 teams, there's 32 quarterbacks that get to start, but there's all these guys that get to do all the work together and all the journey. It's a quarterback club, and I think that the best part about it is I've been fortunate to be a part of it for my 13th year, and I want to continue that as long as I possibly can.
Do you look forward to that competition with Kenny? And I mean, is that what you think brings out the best in you?
Yeah, I look forward to the competition, being the best version of myself, most importantly, first. I think you always try to be the best version of you and competing with yourself every day. I know the standard, what it looks like. I know what that looks like internally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. So that's the number one thing. I think the second of all is that you always want to make the room better. That's the second most important thing. And then with making the room better, you make the team better, which what we're really competing for is the adding one more in there, that trophy case over there. So that's what we're trying to do together as a team.
Also, when you beat Kansas City, I think if I remember right, you had 114 yards passing with 3 touchdowns. Can you continue to get that kind of bang for the buck, so to speak?
Hey,
and is that what it might look like here in this offense?
I think that the best part about it is when the defense gets turnovers, like we did in that game, it makes it short field, and then you go attack the end zone, and we lit it up that day. Obviously, there they hadn't beaten Kansas City in a while, and obviously they got a tremendous quarterback and tremendous head coach there, and to be able to beat those guys there was a huge thing. It was a great game. We lit it up, and I think to be able to come here, with this defense, this is what really excited me here because of the players and the leadership and the competitors and the warriors that the defense has and offense too, and to really be a part of that is what I'm excited about. So. Yeah, listen, I've never been a numbers guy. What I care about, number one, is wins. That's the first thing. The second thing is touchdowns do matter. Those help those wins and solidify them. So, I'm used to being in the end zone, and we got to make it a priority to get in there as much as we can.
Russ, you talked about how you wanted to help get this 7th championship. Based on what you know about the way the team's constructed, what do you think they need out of their quarterback to help get to that point?
I think the first thing is that our job is to lead at the highest level every day. Being the first ones here, being the last ones to lead, but also most importantly, I think, when you walk in the huddle, with the other 10, you got to make them believe that every play is gonna be a great one, and that eye contact, that love, that passion, the energy for that, is a very particular thing, and also too, it's a swagger, it's a confidence, it's a know-how, too as well, and so, this game, I've been fortunate, like I said, to play in this game a long time. I've had some, great comebacks and some great moments and different things that have happened along the way. And I think that's, experience is definitely important. It's definitely important. It definitely brings something. But once when I was a rookie, I used to always say, experience is only necessary for those who are unqualified. And so you got to be qualified for it. And I think, I've been fortunate to be qualified for it for a while, and I got to keep doing it and keep bringing it every day.
How do you had a chance to talk to Arthur Smith, and why do you think that system will work well with you?
Yeah, I got to talk to Arthur for a little bit. We haven't had the chance to talk ball really yet, but I think that we've gotten a chance to just spend some time. I've admired him from a distance in terms of what he did in Tennessee in particular. I think that obviously being a head coach is a challenge in this league. Obviously, this guy over here, Coach Tomlin's done it for, I don't know, what years is it, 17, 18?
Just a few.
Yeah, just a few. But it's a hard thing to do. But one of the things that he's always done is he's always known how to score points and get guys open, and obviously the run game is really a good thing here. I think we got these star running backs in the backfield that can really do some special things, and so we want to get the ball to those guys. Want the receivers and playmakers to be able to make plays, and so I think as we dive into it and over the next month, next couple months really, I think the best part about it is that he's got a passion for the game. That's really what you want to feel coming in, and this is I got 5 to 7 more years of ball that I really want to be the best that I can possibly be, and so who you marry up with matters, and I think that I'm excited to work with Coach Arthur Smith, and I know he's a great one.
Russ, you seem really eager to reach out to some of your teammates. How important is it to you to establish a relationship with some of the guys, knowing that you're the outside guy coming in?
Yeah, I think that I think it's super important. I think the best thing here is, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, is the leadership here is so powerful, so strong. It's definitely evident, and that's just to be a part of that. Like I said, guys like Cam, Minka, obviously guys like TJ, and just be a part of that. I think that's a critical part. I think also too, it's time under tension. I think at the end of the day, you got to be able to go out in the field and do it. Number one, obviously the games and the practice and all that, but it's really the part that I love most is the weight room, being able to work out with the guys today. Once I signed, it was fortunate to be able to go in the weight room and work out with some of the guys and get a sweat on and just kind of really get after it. And I think that's the part where you really bond. That's the part that you really enjoy. I think it's the dinners like last night, and just the different things you get to do with guys, and the fellowship of that is the best part about this game.
Did you go out with last night? Did you dinner last night?
Yeah, we just had some of the guys, Cam, Fryermuth, Connor Hayward, and some of the other guys too as well. I got to spend some time with James Harrison, just different people, so it was Mr. Charlie Batch himself, and just some different guys, and it was a good experience, and just talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers was pretty cool.
Also, you mentioned that you got a chance to go around the city and get the vibe. You shared some of that on social media. So what did you see about the city of Pittsburgh and its people that attracted you here?
The great thing about this city and really this football team too, it's a place where hard work is everything. I come from Richmond, Virginia. Both of my parents worked. My dad worked overtime just so we could go. My dad was a lawyer, but also, had to work 2 jobs at times just so I could go to private school, just so I could make it and just go there and have a chance there, and pay for my brother's school and, football and basketball and baseball, all the things we were trying to do. My sister as well. And my mom was an ER nurse and worked late at night, and I used to see her come home and early in the mornings and then take us to school. And just, so I grew up with that. I grew up with hard work in front of me. I think that was something that I love my parents for. My dad's no longer here, but he passed that on to me, passed that on to my brother and my sister, and hopefully I can pass that on to my kids. I have 4 children. I got Future who's 9, Sienna who's 6, Win, only one way to spell it, W-I-N, and he's 3, and I got Amora who's 3 months, and so to be able to show them what hard work looks like, to be able to also show them, to take risk in life and challenges and goals and write them out and write out the vision and Habakkuk 2:2 says, write out the vision, plain so people can see it and run to it. And so for me, is writing it out every day and believing that and speaking life into every situation. That's who I am. I just believe that hard work pays off. And, and so it was cool to be around. And then the best part is they love sports. I was going to try to go to the hockey game last night. I couldn't make it because of dinner, but I love sports. I love watching the culture of sports and how it brings people together. So that was cool too.
A few more guys. Russ, Patrick Queen was in here a couple minutes ago, and he was asked about you, and he said, I think he's probably going to come in. Russ is probably going to come in here with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. I'm wondering if it feels that way as a competitor.
100%. I think that there's every day you wake up, there's something to prove. You want to be the best version of you. You got a certain edge. And this place does too. Has an edge with me. It's not just me. There's things that we want to do and accomplish and goals, and so we got to go take it. We got to go do it, and that's what we plan on doing.
Russ, does that have something to do with, you had great success in Seattle, but 2 disappointing seasons in Denver? Does that thought have something to do with this past year?
I think it's all about how you look at it. And I think that in life, a lot of times that when things don't go your way, you can look at it as disappointing. You can look at it as growth moments. And so for me, my first year I had, my lat. I was playing on it, pushing through it. Should I have done that? Well, you compete every day. You got to do what you got to do. And I think that everything didn't go our way the first year. This past year, I felt like myself again. So I can't wait to just put on the cleats and go after it.
2 more guys.
Russell, building off that, what do you take from your 2 years in Denver? What kind of lessons do you take from there and apply to the situation here?
I think that it's kind of like relationships. It's like every relationship you learn from the different experiences, but you also don't want to look at the good things and the bad things that happen in a relationship and try to marry it up with this one. It's just like go into every situation new. It's like I think for me, there's been a lot of great things, a lot of good things, for me. I got to meet some amazing friends, amazing teammates, guys like Cortland Sutton and I, and guys like Javonte Williams and different guys I got to be around, guys like Burton and guys like Jaleel McLaughlin, a young rookie that I got to be able to speak life into him, and Brandon Johnson, just some great people, Garrett Bowles, just some different guys I got to build with over the time, DJ Jones and so many others, and the people you get to walk into the building with, and so, listen, I've been, if I would look back at it all so far, I've been on the winning side a lot of it. And some people haven't, some people have, and so you look at it and it's just you don't get so pinpoint on just one moment or one play or 2 plays or 2 years or whatever it is. You look at the whole grand scope of it all, and I think that when you're painting the picture of what your career looks like in the end, hopefully you're able to paint the beautiful picture that you always imagined, and sometimes the best stuff, there's bumps and bruises along the way. And so for me, I'm looking forward to just competing and being the best version of me every day. That's the best part. That's what you bring to the table. You bring the leadership. You bring the enthusiasm. You bring the edge. You don't fall off the edge, but you bring it, and you bring the love for the game and the passion and the process. And so that's what I'm looking forward to bringing, and that's what I'm going to bring, and that's what we're going to do together. And it's a journey together.
Last one here.
You mentioned reaching out to Kenny. What was his reaction back to you, just given the dynamics of this situation now in the quarterback room?
Yeah, it was let's make this team better. Let's do all that stuff. It was positive. It was forward, and let's go do it.
Joe, did you have one final one?
I just want to ask you, it's been a few years since the Steelers have won a playoff game. Is that sense of urgency, have you felt that? Is that one reason you were attracted to this?
Yeah, I think the sense of urgency of Coach Tomlin, Omar, and just the staff, and obviously the players as well. Talking to the leadership guys and guys like Cam, Minka, and TJ, the edge, the desire to win, the work ethic is very evident. When you walk in the building, you feel it, you sense it, you know it. When you work out with the guys in the weight room, just like just now, you see it. And so, this is a town that's won a lot. And so the best part about it is that we can control today. We can't control tomorrow. We can't control what's ahead, but we can work for it and we can go for it, and we can dream about it. But we got to capitalize on the opportunities, and this is just the beginning of it, and I'm excited for it. It's going to be a great journey. It's going to be a challenge. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it at the end, and we're going to make it worth it, and we're going to do everything we can to be the best version of us.
All right, thanks, Russ.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, appreciate it.